that was in the building. Is J.R. Smith blackballed? Is Isaiah Thomas blackballed? Is Jamal Crawford blackballed? Who else? Is Swaggy P blackballed? Is Joe Johnson blackballed? J.R. Smith said they all been blackballed. How y'all feel about that? And is Anthony Davis washed up? Let's talk about it. Let's get some people in the building. And we can talk a little football if y'all want to. Season start this Thursday. Bills Rams. Not a problem. I do appreciate you always. You know that. We got my God basketball heads in the building, man. One day, I hope you invite me on this show, man. I look up to that brother, man, doing great work. NYC basketball, man. Basketball heads in the building. Like I said, man, Q&A. Let's talk about it. J.R. Smith, I had a nice live last night. We had 100 people in the building. J.R. Smith said, what's going on, basketball heads? What up, dude? Sean Boss, what up? Y'all want to ask y'all a question? I was on live last night. J.R. Smith said it's a lot of them that's been blackballed. He said him, Swaggy P, Jamal Crawford, Joe Johnson, and IT. I don't know if I agree with him. I don't see why Jamal Crawford would be blackballed. I don't know how y'all feel about that. Yeah. Listen, man. They gave Lance Stevenson so many chances. Come on, man. Come on, y'all. Yeah, I know, man. But in y'all opinion, and anybody that want to come up on the screen, you more than welcome. Y'all know how we do. We show love to everybody. If you want to come up on the screen, you more than welcome. But why? Joe Johnson, Jamal Crawford, them dudes is good dudes, man. I already know basketball heads. There's definitely another side to the game. Trust me. That political, I know, man. I know. Sean Boss, what up, baby?
Yo, all ball. I'm gonna click off and go on my other phone. Give me 1 minute.
Yeah, no problem. Take your time. Yeah, man. Listen, I'm trying to figure out. I can understand why certain players get blackballed. Because, like I said, how many chances you gonna give somebody, man? But Joe Johnson, Jamal Crawford, why? Them dudes good dudes. So I don't know. Do y'all think Swaggy P and J.R. Smith still can contribute? I don't know. Yes, sir. Like I said, you're more than welcome. Hey, man, today is y'all day, man. Y'all running this today. Whatever y'all want to talk about, let's talk about. All ball, man. Shout out my Uncle Weiss, man. He had an emergency. So we going, I said, let me come on live, do a little something, for the people. Like I said, I love this. Whatever y'all want to talk about, we can even talk about a little football if you want. But I really want to get to the bottom of what J.R. Smith said. Sean Boss, what's good, my brother?
What's going on?
Oh man, I can't complain. How you feeling today?
Shay, I worked out my 13-year-old on the basketball court. He reminded me that I'm out of shape, and there's no reason for my age to be out of shape. That's what I learned today.
Hey, listen, I tell any and everybody, right? I don't care how much you work or how strong you are. When you ain't got no win, that's it.
Yeah.
And I tell my son the same thing. I tell him, I said, you know how tough some of these players are and how conditioned they are? If you were triple overtime and you getting fouled hard and you can still hit a free throw. So
yeah,
that's, to me, the conditioning is everything.
Yeah, but you have brought up a good point. It is blackballing. because you got to think about it too. And you're a little older than me, so you definitely will know better than me with politics. There's certain GMs. There's no more Kiki Vanderways. There's no more those Larry Birds. No more giving people those kind of dudes those kind of chances. So like,
hold on, Sean Balls. I mean to cut you off. Hold on. JR and Lance, them dudes got 1,000 chances. Come on now.
JR had more chances. Lance. Here's the thing. What's his name? What's up? The Jet, not Kenny the Jet, the other Jet, Jason Terry. Jason Terry was on All the Smoke or somebody's podcast. It was like they're giving me paperwork of bad things about Isaiah Thomas and Lance Stevenson when he coached the G League for them last year. He's like, but they're ball players. I don't care what they do in their personal life. They come here to play ball. They come on time. If they want to run around and do crazy shit, they're not getting arrested. That's on them.
Right.
And the only reason why Lance Stevenson got that chance last season is because his relationship with Nate McMillan. And then when the 10-day contract went out, he went back to Indiana because they needed to sell tickets.
Of course. Yeah, so, I mean, like I said, man, I definitely agree with J.R. Smith. I'm just trying to figure out, hold on. Sean Boss, good brother here. Sean Boss, that's Basketball Heads. Hey, man.
Salute.
This is a pleasure to get him on the screen, man. I appreciate you, my brother. How you feeling?
I'm good, man. Blessed, man. Can't complain, brother.
Now let's go right into it. Let's get your expertise. So we discussing what J.R. Smith said, and I really think that's something that people are shying away from, and they scared to talk about it. I know you have a lot of insight, you being the OG of this. I can see why certain players may get blackballed, but why would a Jamal Crawford or Joe Johnson get blackballed?
All right, let's do the knowledge on this, right? Why would they keep guys who played in the Harlem Globetrotters out the league? Let's go back to that, because if we do the history, we understand now, right? Certain people that they need to keep making money off of, certain people are expendable.
Okay. Break it down.
Right? Yeah. So when you got guys like Jamal Crawford, who brings a different style of basketball, he's not going to let the teams break him. He's going to keep playing the way that he plays.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
IT, the same thing. You get, because it's a lot of guys that can come in and do what they do, but they do it at a high level. Right? As long as they can contain the few that's doing it, they moving how they want to move.
Now,
Carmelo Anthony, the same thing. They will hop on Carmelo Anthony's game and kind of, push him out the league and make sure he doesn't get the full kind of representation that other players get. And then we can go on from other players throughout history. But if we just check out the history of the NBA, bro, trust me, it's more than what we see on the screen.
Now, Basketball Heads, hold on. You know what's crazy? Shout out to Basketball Heads, Sean Boss in the building. Appreciate these brothers, man. You know what's crazy? When I had Steve Bird up here, and I got to link you with him. He don't have no Instagram and that, so I'm gonna call him and see if I can get you his number. But you know what he said? Because I asked him, I said, yo, why doesn't Mark Jackson get the props that he deserves, right? As far as a point guard. And you know what he said? What you just said. He said, yo, think about it. He said Mark Jackson, they didn't like how he played the game. Meaning, remember, he was doing the shit. He was doing all that stuff. He was being himself. He was dancing. He was talking shit. And he wasn't creating no turnovers, and he wasn't going for the nonsense. And what people fail to realize, the Globetrotters, before they was entertainment and playful, they were serious.
They beat the Minneapolis Lakers, who was the best team at the time. They beat them. They beat them by 1 the first time, and since everybody thought it was a fluke, they blew them up by 20 the next time.
Wow.
But that's not in
the history book. Yeah,
that's not in the history books. They just sweep it under the rug.
Now, Sean Balls, what do you got to say as far as what we talking about, what Basketball is explaining?
I mean, that was a smidget before my time, but I agree with him. Yeah. I agree with him. I mean, like I said, listen, there's politics in high school basketball with college coaches recruiting certain kids. There's politics all the time.
Politics everywhere, brother.
All ball. You remember them Rice teams from 2001 to 05? Only two guys went to big time schools. The rest of them dudes went to MAC schools, and they were like Kiki Clark was better than most shit. Matter of fact, if you want to be real, Kiki Clark was better than the dude that came before Chris Paul at Wake Forest.
Facts. Yeah.
So it's just all about politics. It's all about who you know in politics.
Yeah.
I feel real bad for Isaiah Thomas. I think he should be on the roster right now, getting ready for Veterans Camp.
Hey, basketball heads, let me ask you a question, right? And if you notice, anything else gets all the shine. So if any of these other players go on any of these platforms, you're going to hear clips. You're going to see it on ESPN. J.R. Smith, that's quiet, man. Ain't nobody, that ain't going on nobody's feed.
Because they don't want it to get out. They don't want it to get out. Like, come on, bro. Like, right. These dudes getting paid millions of dollars. They don't have no reason to lie. He can sit back and chill out and sit on his money because he made a lot of money.
Yeah.
It's easy to do that. But it's harder to tell the truth and stand on it.
So, can that ever be fixed? So meaning like, let me ask y'all a question. Y'all can answer one at a time. So meaning like,
man, hold on. I'm coming right back. I'm not.
All right, no problem. Sean Boss, while I got you on here, we know certain players don't belong on a roster, but then like we say, we got a player like Isaiah Thomas that we know for a fact, because you know what? That's what J.R. Smith said. He said, of course, the 1, 2, 3, 4 players on the starting five, okay, I might not be better than them. He said, but players 4 through 15, tell me who better than me.
He ain't lying, especially at 36. He ain't lying.
You know what I'm saying? So, I'm trying to figure out how long can this go on? Like, how long can things just be blatantly in our face? And it just, it's I don't know, man. It's mind-boggling, man.
Fam, listen, remember.
It's the owners.
Pardon me, fam. This is all entertainment. At the end of the day, if Boston wins the championship, New York wins the championship, LA wins the championship, who ultimately wins?
The league. Great point, man. Great point.
Don't forget Chicago. That's another thing where the league wins too.
Because you know what though, and by you saying that now, like when you look at the game, and I love the game so much, it's crazy. But now, it's literally entertainment. Like it's literally all offense, and they let you.
It's no defense.
Listen, they let you get away with travel. They let you get away with carrying the ball. You know?
Once we get in our mind, it's entertainment. Let me explain something to you.
Okay.
I'm a basketball head for life. You know, I love basketball. Yes. I haven't watched a full NBA game in like 5-6 years, honestly.
Wow. Is that bad for you now?
Once you know, I know. It'll be too much. Once you know so much of what goes on behind the scenes, it's kind of hard to watch it all play out. Right? It's kind of hard to watch it all play out. It's why I go watch the high school games. I love summer league. I love college basketball because these guys is playing from their heart and for fun.
Right.
Because they love it. Facts. And when you get to the highest level, it's all controlled, fam. Trust me. It's all controlled. And it's hard for people to see that because people are fans. And what's short for fans is that's the shorter word. The longer word is fanatic.
Yeah. Hey, man. And now, by you saying that, we understand why Charles Barkley be on that TV set and be saying, bro, y'all can't play when we was, because y'all not built for that. And now, we read between the lines. Like I said, we not here to out nobody. We here to, we here to entertain as well, but we also here to keep it 1,000.
And inform.
Right, information. Give information, and let you settle it for yourself. But now I understand what Barkley be saying, because he really don't want to just jump out the window, but he's basically saying, bro, listen, man, we know what's going on. They giving y'all rings. They letting y'all walk into the Hall of Fame. Like I said, yo, there's no way in the world everybody can average 30. How is that possible? You kidding me?
Remember the other day I said after the 2011 finals, Dallas and Miami, that was it for me when it came down to rugged ball. Because you ain't gonna see no Dallas team like that ever again, or any team like that.
They defied the odds. They threw a monkey wrench in the NBA the whole jump.
Yeah, listen, they beat the defending champions. They beat Miami. They beat a young Memphis team that was punching in the first round. They beat good teams.
So basketball heads, let me ask you a question. Sean Ball, shout out to y'all. You watching so much high school basketball. A lot of these kids that's not going to make it into the NBA, do they have an opportunity to make real good money overseas?
Yeah, most definitely.
Hell
definitely.
Yeah.
Most definitely. If they, have the right agent and the right setup, you can kind of do almost anything now as far as on a basketball level. But the league, look, I hate to do self-promotion, man, but check out that Derek Chivas interview. He kind of explains it in a nutshell. And then when I put that Anthony Pill interview up, y'all gonna get a real insight.
Anthony Pillar?
Yeah. No, not Anthony Pillar. Anthony Pill went to Stevenson. Right?
Okay.
And he got drafted by Milwaukee Bucks.
Everybody in the building, man, basketball heads, follow him, promote him, show him some love. His YouTube
for sure.
Super dope. I just seen you just put it up maybe a couple days ago. So I definitely gotta watch that. I'll be working, but I'm gonna watch that tonight that you were saying in the interview. Yeah.
Derek Chivas, the whole full interview. Holy Cross great, Missouri great, and he got drafted by the Houston Rockets.
Okay,
let's think about this.
Go ahead.
Ross Strickland never was an all-star.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
Let's get that through our heads.
Wow.
Now, mind you, when I interviewed him, he explained why there's certain reasons why he didn't become an all-star, because there's a certain protocol that you have to follow. And if you don't follow that protocol, you get kept out of the games.
Wow. And that hurt your chances of becoming an all-star.
Yeah, because he's better than 90% of the point
all-stars. He couldn't become an all-star one time. They wouldn't let him go one.
And he's definitely, arguably, top 2-3 greatest point guards to come out of New York City. And like you said, not one time.
And and in the NBA, it was years where he was top 5 in the NBA point guard.
Yeah, Boogie Lord.
At least 3 or 4 years, he was one of the top guards in the NBA.
Yeah, man. It's to the point now where, like you said, sometimes watching the game is like I was telling somebody, I said, yo, how do you have an NBA finals? There's no overtime, there's no close games. Like, where does that happen at? Like, how is every game a blowout? Like,
you have officials. Remember what the guy came out and said, the ref who was betting on the game. Go watch Donahue. Go watch his interviews. Yeah. He has a podcast. He's on a podcast, I think, like 10 episodes. And he walks you right through it. The game is controlled. The game is controlled in all kind of ways that we have no idea. LeBron James, when he won his first championship in Cleveland, right? He won his first championship in Cleveland, correct?
No. He won his third.
That was the third.
Yeah, he won the first 2 in Miami.
Right, but then he won the first one for Cleveland.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
You know what day he won it on?
Nah, inform us.
June 19th, King James' birthday.
Wow. If that ain't a headline for their ass, boy, wow.
You think that was a coincidence?
Yeah.
Hey,
to piggyback on the money thing. The Kentucky big man Oscar Achibwe.
Yes.
He made $2 million going to Bahamas for his NIL. Trevor Keels, that was at Duke, that went to the Final Four. That's on the Knicks now, the second round pick. He would make more money at Duke right now than he is on an NBA salary with the Knicks. He was due for $1.3 million NIL.
Wow.
The NIL game, RJ Davis from White Plains, that's at Carolina, his squad, they as a team, not individual, as a team, they made $2.1 million from the Final Four all the way through the whole circus before the dude that looked like Larry Bird went away to go overseas to play ball. They sitting on money.
Oh man, it's a big business, man.
Y'all know why the NIL exists, correct?
Because I believe because they scared that these high school kids are gonna go pro after high school, so they're trying to keep them to go to college.
Explain basketball heads. Talk to us, OG.
I agree with what he just said as well. That is definitely some truth to that. But also, just like they did the woman, right? That's another person to tax. Hello?
Wow.
You get them early.
Wow.
You get them early. Remember, they only promoted women's liberation so they'll have another person to tax. And once they got the woman in the job for, and I believe everybody should work. I'm not fighting against that or saying anything against that.
Right.
But while we looking at it as that, the people who control things like, it's another person for us to tax.
Wow. All business, man. All business.
Everything is business. Nothing is free except air.
Yeah. A marriage is business too. Some people be like, what are you talking about? I'll be like, okay, check your paperwork.
Wow, man. Listen, man, basketball heads, Sean Boston in the building, man, dropping a lot of knowledge, man. Wow, man, like I said, I'm just a young dude soaking up this knowledge, man. Like, it's crazy, man.
Same here. I'm a big
job, boss. I just want to let you know, I don't go on everybody's live, so.
He
got an incredible job, man. Keep doing what you're doing, boss.
I really appreciate both of y'all brothers, because like I said, where we come from, the era we come from, if you don't like nothing, you ain't gonna support it to get on it. So I really appreciate y'all brothers. If you ever need from me, I don't care what it is. If I can physically do it, I will do it. That's just who I am. I look up to basketball heads. I watch your podcast all the time. I'm always in tune. I'm taking little notes. I'm stealing a little bit because, hey, when there's something good, hey, why not? And
that's what we're here for. Yeah.
Yo, man, I really appreciate what you're bringing to the table from the New York City aspect, because I think a lot of people forget how important New York City basketball was and is. They really don't understand why we call ourselves the Mecca.
Yeah.
And that kind of got lost. So basketball heads, man, salute to you for keeping New York City basketball alive on all platforms and aspects, from high school to college to NBA to the street. Like I said, brother, I'm following behind your footsteps.
No, that's
basketball heads, all ball. I got a question for y'all.
Yes.
How did y'all personally, and you could be honest, be brutally honest, how did y'all feel about that documentary as a whole? Not,
the New York City point
guard? I'll let all ball go first.
To be honest, I didn't like it. I think they dropped the ball on that. They missed out on a couple of dudes.
I can name 5 right now. They missed out on, I think both. One of y'all can be like, hell yeah.
But what they tried to do was, I respect what they tried to do, but I think the documentary was in the wrong people's hands. Even though Nolan was involved, I just think it was in the wrong people's hands. That was supposed to be in the hands of New York City.
Yeah.
I think they rushed it. I think they should have took their time, because they could have broke that down. And basketball heads gonna know what I'm talking about, because he an OG is. They could have made that in segments. Like they could have broke that down to Brooklyn, Bronx, Manhattan, Queens, Long Island, Staten Island. Even if you could combine that, in each of those parts, those boroughs could have had an hour to 2 hour segment of their point guards.
Yeah.
Say one name and I'm gonna let basketball heads go. For you to miss Booger on that, you done lost your mind. Let me explain to y'all. I'm from Harlem. Live and die Harlem. That young man used to come from Brooklyn to Rucker and shut Harlem down.
Fact.
I'm telling you from experience. If you heard Kenny King, I don't care who was playing that day. If you heard Kenny King's playing,
Fact.
At what time, 6, you on that line at 2 o'clock waiting for Jamal Tinsley, the abuser, and Ed Booger Smith. So go ahead, basketball heads. How do you feel about it?
Nah, I thought it was okay. I didn't think it was bad, but they did miss a lot of people. You know, they missed Booger. I heard there was some technical difficulty with Telfair. He should have been on there. Boo Harvey should have been on there. That's a whole bunch, right?
Yeah.
And I always agree. I agree with you, Allbo, when you said it should have been a series. It should have been a series. Now, not to knock Mark and Kenny, but I thought it was just based around Mark and Kenny. Right? Now, if they wanted to do a documentary together, that would have been dope too, because they've been childhood friends, support each other all the way through the NBA. They was very successful. They weren't the classic New York City point guard where, you know, they came from broken homes and this and that and drugs, and they made it the right way.
Right.
That could have been a documentary within itself.
Exactly. Right.
Also, I don't want to knock the guys who they did include, because all those guys should have been included.
Of course.
But when you're talking about doing all the boroughs and spreading it out like that, this way you can get the full aspect of why New York City point guards are so important to the culture. And unlike other places, you talk about our city and you talk about everybody else's states. That what makes us different.
Right.
Yeah.
Right? We're competing against California, you know, Illinois, and all these big, not the cities, but their states.
Great point.
Even though, you know, Philly got some good ball players, Chicago got some good ball players, but in the whole, we're kind of battling those states. And the fact that we got 5 boroughs and guys that have different flavors from each borough, you could have, you know, spotlighted that a little bit more as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, great. That was a great point with the Mark Jackson.
Very good. Very good point.
You thought of that. That's why you the OG of this.
And they started it off with Kenny Smith, right? Let me tell you something. Yeah, Lenny Wilkins, then Tiny Archibald, right? Then there's like a 20-year gap, and then Pearl comes. And then there's an explosion of point guards after that.
Right.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it all starts with Dwayne Pearl Washington.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Yeah.
And then everybody else coming up after that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's no Lenny Wilkins and Tiny, but there was a gap in between there. And then after Pearl came, boy, oh boy.
Ooh.
Yeah, like I said, and somebody at my job, you know, because I'm out here in Atlanta. So my coworker, he's from Schenectady, New York, but he got ties to South Jersey and Philly area.
Yeah.
He's like, I got a name for you, and he's like, you're gonna drag me through the mud because you probably feel this way. They never mentioned Ed Cota, not even a shot.
Wow. And let me tell you something. Ed Cota, Brooklyn. Listen, my Rice High School coach Mo Hicks, that's my block. We had the tournament Young World. Man, Ed Cota came up there and did us so dirty. We didn't know what he was doing with that boy. He a wizard. Remember, they forget he the one was throwing Vince Carter all them alley-oops.
Yes, Ed Cota is the reason why I follow Carolina basketball like I do every year since '96 to what we in 2022. He is the reason why I follow Carolina basketball. I argue, eat, sleep Carolina. I go to Carolina basketball games once a year for the past 10 years. I missed because of COVID 2020. I go to Carolina games since back then.
Hey, hold on, Sean Balls. Basketball heads, if you got one more minute.
No, I'm here. I'm good. I'm good.
Do you know anybody that's seen Earl Manigault play live?
Yes, I interviewed him. Charlie Scott.
And I'm
Carolina, another Tar Heel.
Right, I'm fascinated with that story because, like, you know, we know the legend, right?
Mm-hmm.
Never met nobody that actually saw him play. What was that like? How did he explain that to you?
You know what he said? He said, in all due respect, no comment. Because, see, Earl Manigault was a short guy who played power forward at that time.
Right.
He was known because he had incredible hops. But far as being like one of the top basketball players.
Got you. Got you.
And it's no disrespect to him. His legend, it should stay where it's at, you know, and all the things that he was able to accomplish in a short period of time for his name to still live on. But, you know, Charlie Scott said it best, you know, as far as him being up there with the Joe Hammonds and Pee Wee Kirklands.
So, all right, so hold on, stay there. In your opinion, how can I say this? Who's the best street baller out of New York City, in your opinion? Can't answer that.
It's so hard, brother.
I know.
It's so hard. It's too many.
Yeah.
It's too many. Now think about this, right? And I'm going to talk about this because I've seen this firsthand. But just imagine you smoking crack, getting shot, and still making it to the league.
Yeah. Yeah.
Who you know did that?
Nobody.
Yeah, one person. Lloyd Daniels.
Sleepy Lloyd, San Antonio.
Brooklyn. From Brooklyn, yeah.
Brooklyn and Queens, we kind of share them, right? And it's no knock. I love Lloyd. On the phone with him yesterday. But that show you how great he was.
Yeah.
So just imagine if none of that was in his life and he didn't go through those childhood traumas that led him to that. Because he just didn't wake up and say he wouldn't do that. There were certain things that happened to him that affected his childhood as he came.
All these, not you, but all of us, all these basketball talks we had, great New York City players, his name gets lost in the sauce.
And that's a shame. Let me tell you something, bro. Lloyd could have played in the NBA when he was 16.
He was that good?
He wasn't that good. He was that nice. He was 6'8". He's 6'8". He could dribble. He could shoot. He can pass. His IQ was way higher than a lot of us that played. And I'm telling you, you ask anyone, Lloyd Sweet Pea Daniels, he could have made the league when he was 16 years old. And some even say at 14.
Damn.
So he went through all of that
Still
made it to the league.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that tells you how great he was. That happened nowhere. Nobody else in the whole world can do that.
Yeah. That's one. That's what they say. 1 and 1. That's 1 of 1 right there.
He is 1 of 1.
Yeah, because I remember he was out in Vegas at UNLV and got caught up, and still gave him a chance with the Spurs when he got the Spurs job because he is nice. He's nice.
And not only that, when Tarkanian, he was a guy who knew the trauma that black boys go through.
Right.
Yeah,
he understood that, and in order to deal with a lot of us that's coming from these inner cities, you got to understand the trauma that a lot of us experience. And it takes a strong mind to make it to that level. Wow. So when he gave Lloyd a chance and he proved that he belonged, the NBA had to recognize.
Now, let's say that was kind of deep. Do you think there should be more coaches or people in the league that can understand us young black men coming from where we come from with our traumas?
They got them out. They moved them out.
There's only one coach.
Those years is over.
They only got one coach like that today.
And who's that in your mind, in your opinion?
Chauncey Billups. It's the only one.
Where's he coaching? Isn't he a GM? Isn't he a GM?
Nah,
he's with Portland Trailblazers.
He's with Portland. Remember, they tried to railroad him, gave him the job, and then when he went up to the podium to get remember his first, when they introduced you, the reporters brought up some scandal with him 15 years ago. They tried to railroad him out the gate.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
But yo, man, that you know what? That's why basketball heads, man, like I said, I can't speak for nobody else, but I look up to you. in this world, because like I said, you come up with topics that people don't even think about. And I think what you just said, as far as like these coaches or people in these positions understanding what these young black kids is going through to give them second and third opportunities. Because like you said, if you don't understand, you think somebody don't know what they do, no, they bugged up a nine, and they really going through something. And there's not enough to understand that.
The basketball heads, there's only 3 coaches right now in the NCAA. What you just said, 3. It's Bob Huggins at West Virginia, Frank Martin at UMass, and Mick Cronin at UCLA, and his associate head coach. Everybody else, and Josh Pastner here in Georgia Tech, but that's another story for another time. He on a different kind of level. But yeah, think about it too, all ball. Bob Huggins' 2010 Final Four team consists of 4 dudes from our area.
Right.
You got Deshaun Butler from Jersey City, New Jersey. David E. Bakes from Ravenswood. Truck, from Brooklyn.
Yeah.
That's another one. The kid from Mount Vernon High School, I forgot his name. And then a big man was from Jersey. So his starting 5 was from our area.
So let me ask y'all a question then. You see the job Deion Sanders is doing over there with football?
Yeah.
You think is that what Penny Hardaway is trying to pull off?
That's a whole different situation.
Okay.
Because Penny Hardaway is at Jackson State is not a black school, whereas Jackson State is.
Right.
And you see the problems that only black communities go through the water crisis, right? Michigan, Jackson State, right? They just had some downtown Brooklyn and Reese houses, right? You never hear about other races going through those types of crises.
Right.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Super crazy.
Yeah.
So
I think Penny Hardaway's situation at Memphis, they only hired him, and it's no knock to Penny. I love Penny, all ball, ain't no like no other. They only took him in because they knew that it was going to be a crashing situation if they didn't give him that position.
So let me ask y'all a question. What Deion Sanders is doing over there, which is a tremendous job, shout out Jackson State, Deion Sanders. Do y'all think we need some more people like Deion to try to get in positions like that?
Yeah.
Difficult.
He is one of one.
Exactly.
Eddie George is at Tennessee State. Eddie George is at Tennessee State.
But is that an HBCU?
Yeah, that's HBCU. Yeah, that's it.
Okay.
But
so,
again, it's not knocking Eddie George. Is he getting the backing and the support like Deion is be able to bring to Jackson State? You get what I'm saying? So what I'm saying is him being one-on-one, because they only going to let it be one. And I'm glad that you brought up Eddie George, because I didn't even know he was at Tennessee State. So salute to Eddie George for what he's doing.
Yes, sir. So with HBCU college basketball, I think we need somebody to try to make that happen, man.
It's the facilities. It's the facilities.
If I'm not mistaken, I like Ross Strickland. He over there in
LIU.
Right, he about to take the job. He should have the job now at LIU. So hopefully he can bring some awareness to like smaller D1 schools. Get some young black dudes over there, man, and make it happen.
It's trust me, it's a start. I'm very proud that he's at my father's alma mater, but it's a start.
Yeah.
My man at DePaul Stubblefield, they used to be the assistant coach at Oregon. He trying to make noise, but for them people in Chicago, even though we're New Yorkers, but he trying to do something for them people out in Chicago. But shit, I'm a Carolina head, so when it comes out of college ball, I can't fight it.
Yeah. I've been a Carolina fan since Jordan's freshman year.
That was a good team.
First NCAA championship I watched.
Wow.
Yeah.
I got something for you. I got a treat for y'all. Let me find that. Y'all gonna bug out. It's crazy you brought that up.
Hey, man, shout out Sean Boss, man. Shout out Basketball Heads, man. Like I said, this was a surprise, man. These brothers is good brothers, man. And support them, man. Show them love, man. Follow their pages.
There you go.
Check them out.
There you go.
Wow. Wow.
He stayed with the jerseys, man.
Yo,
Yo,
you got some vintage stuff down there, bro.
Yeah, man. Look, I got Warren Dixon, man. I'm a Warren Dixon head too.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah. But yeah, this is my golden ticket right here.
Nice.
Yeah.
So before we get out of here, man, like I said, man, I really appreciate y'all brothers. What you think is next? Matter of fact, scratch that. Basketball Heads, what advice do you have for the young men and women, man, that's trying to come up in this basketball, in this sports world?
Just do it for the love, and study the history of the game.
Right.
Right. Study the history of the game, and make sure you do this for the love, because on each level you gotta, recreate yourself, and knowing that each level you go up, it gets more and more business-like everywhere you go.
Right.
Also, and that's the the disconnect, because a lot of kids have no clue. You try to warn them later, and then you see them a couple of years, they don't have no school, they just stuck playing summer ball, and you said, look, I try to forewarn you of what's to come and what you should do to kind of prepare yourself for each level, because basketball is fun. When I spoke to Kenny Anderson, he said the best time he ever had playing basketball was playing high school.
Yeah.
After that, it turned into a business.
Right.
Yeah. I'm very happy that he went to Georgia Tech, man. Listen, when I was rocking his road, I sold it, but I was rocking his road Georgia Tech jersey when Alvarado was here 2 seasons ago. You'd have thought I was related to Kane. Oh my God, I remember it's one older Caucasian woman, had to be in her mid-50s. Oh my God, I remember when he was at my school. There was like this point guard from New York. He's left-handed. Oh my God, he brought back so many memories. And I'm like, God damn.
Listen, Kenny Anderson, when he came in, it was like we ain't seen nothing like that. He brought the flash. Yeah. He brought that flash to that basketball court. And we know the legendary against Bobby Hurley. Come on, man.
Go. Yeah.
Yo, bruh. That's I seen him do way more than that. That was just a little bit, we played against them up at Glen Falls in the state championship.
Okay.
And he didn't start his freshman year.
Wow. No. Yeah.
He was the #1 ninth grader in the country. And didn't start his freshman year.
Wow.
But when he got in.
Yeah.
Crazy.
I've seen, and I also played with him on the Empire State games.
Okay.
He convinced me, after I looked at him crazy, wasn't going to pass on the ball, he posted up Christian Laettner.
Wow.
I'm going to tell you again, I'm going to say this again. 6'1" versus 6'11".
Wow.
And then get a shot block.
Crazy.
He posted up Christian Laettner, and I'm like, come on, he's like, give me the ball, like, all right. Yo, bro, fake one way, reverse. He posted up Christian Laettner.
Wow.
You know how crazy that sounds? Do you know how crazy that sounds?
And like you said,
one guy posting up on 6'11", who's a beast. He's not like some just regular 6'11" dude. This we talking about Christian Laettner.
Yeah. At that time, yeah.
So it just showed you how great Kenny was.
Wow.
And I never saw anyone block his shot.
Now the thing about it, you can't pull up a YouTube reel of Kenny Anderson getting his shot blocked.
No.
Ross Strickland, those guys.
Poetry in motion, man.
Listen, man. New York City basketball point guards, right? We playing on hard concrete. The floor, the concrete is uneven. We play with rims that's bent, no nets. We play with basketballs, they get titties in them. And we
Yeah.
they hit that ball and
Fact.
shoot.
Fact.
Come on, man. Where else?
Yeah, nowhere else.
Come on, man. So, you know, like I said, man, y'all brothers, man, like I said, I could talk like this 24/7 all day, man. I love it, and I really appreciate you guys. And like I said, man, this was a great surprise for me because you know I didn't know where I was going today with the show, but look how it turns out, man.
Yo,
Boston basketball heads in the building.
basketball heads.
Look, King,
Basketball heads. I got
keep
one
doing
question.
your thing, brother. Keep doing your thing.
Yes.
Basketball heads. I got one question for you. How good was this kid? Let me flip my screen over. How good was this kid in the 90s?
Christ the King.
Christ the King.
35.
Who is that? Who's that? Lamar?
Yeah. How good was he?
Now listen, hey, hold on. Basketball heads, let me ask you a question. Is Lamar Odom the first skilled big man?
No.
Well,
No.
No, not the first. Not the first.
Remember Lloyd came up. Lloyd was doing all that early on in the 80s. So you know what I'm saying? So I've seen that.
Okay. How good Lamar Odom could have been, man?
Lamar Odom, again, he was an all-star. He already showed that he could be an all-star in the NBA.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? Like Lamar Odom was great.
Yes.
Like as we say, nice.
Yeah.
He had the skills. He had the whole set. So I don't have anything. I don't get into the off the court drama. That don't.
Yeah. No. Yeah.
Yeah.
What he did on the court was absolutely amazing.
That's why I call myself all ball. I only talk about basketball. The personal, you can keep that over there. Even if a person attempt to do it, I cut the screen off. I don't get into none of that. But this is why I tell people I seen nights at 14, 15, 16. Like you said, these names we naming, look at how we talking about them and what we're saying. So for any of the youth that's listening, yo, man, if you're not up 4, 5 in the morning working on your game, man, it's a tough road. And to be great, you got to put that work in, man. Got to put that work in. You know?
Yeah, you got to do more than just play basketball and play AAU and think that's the ticket. I know kids who on the road AAU all day and never get a shot, never get a scholarship anywhere, right? Because they're not spending time working on their game. You spend time working on your game. You go to a few, highlight camps here and there, but at the end of the day, I know this for sure. You could be a nobody, have a good week at a camp, and be one of the top players in the country.
Right, yeah.
But really
I've seen it twice. I've seen it twice in the past 20 years. Twice. I ain't gonna talk bad about them, but I saw it twice.
It happens every year. We just don't hear about them, and we're not, on their radar as far as hearing all the guys who could go out, have one good week, and become one of the top players in the nation, and then show up somewhere else.
Yeah.
I seen look, Bronny, right? I seen him play against the guys from New York in New York City Reds. Bronny's good, but they got smoked.
Right.
Yeah.
The kid Jackson from Cardinal Hayes, I heard he smoked them.
But like you said, going back, it's all business.
You talk about Ian Jackson. Then at the Reds, you got Tyler Johnson, right? You got the guy Simeon from out in Jersey. All of those guys, they were better players.
Yeah.
I think Bronny's good, but he's not nice.
But once again, basketball heads, it goes back to what you said earlier. It's all entertainment. It's all business.
Politics,
He makes $7.3 million this year.
Come on, man. So you think?
And Mikey Williams is right. And Mikey Williams is right behind him.
Listen, man. Like
did you hear what what's about the owner for the Dallas Mavericks said about Mikey Williams?
No,
Mark Cuban? No.
Yeah. He was just talking. He's just saying that your Instagram posts and the fact that you could do all these things on video and in short periods of time doesn't mean that's going to equate to you being good in the NBA.
Yeah.
Look, the NBA created the G League, right? First, it was the D League, right? You create that to slow down the momentum of the players, so you'll have to pay them early. You get them at a certain
Fact.
time, right? Certain guys gonna break through. Certain guys gonna break through.
Right.
But for the most part, you'd be one of the top players in the country and be stuck in the G League forever.
Yeah, because I see some dudes being in the G League 4 or 5 years.
You could be MVP of the G League and never get a shot in the NBA.
Right. And and that's why some of them skip and go overseas and try to get that bag. Right. Wow.
That's true. That's another good gem right there.
They could bring you when you like 20, 26, 27, right? Get you for a few years, get you right out, get you more.
Right.
It's all microwave.
Right. We can say we can't give you the bag because you this age and blah blah blah. Hit you with all the okie doke, give you some short money, and then
Listen, Duncan Robinson robbed Pat Riley for $90 million to sit on the bench for the Miami Heat.
You think he can? That's go look. You give me
Yeah.
Look,
But this is why they created the G League. There's a countless of dudes who got paid, who had like a good year, get their max contract, and suck the next year.
Yeah.
Because I was no. We got to slow this down.
One of these cats out here I was bowling with today. He told me Earl Clark could be on the Miami Heat right now and bust Duncan Robinson's ass. I said, I agree with you.
So let me ask you a question. You think they're going to expand and get a couple more NBA teams?
Seattle and Vegas, maybe. That's in my opinion.
The basketball heads, I don't know what that face you made. What you think?
No, look. My thing is the way the country's going. I don't know, bro.
Right.
I don't know. So look, this is my theory, right? This is my theory, right?
Okay.
They're pushing the metaverse, right? Right? In 10, 15 years, when we're a lot older than what we are right now. And we watching guys playing from home, and that's our NBA right now.
Wow.
Right now, people don't have no idea. Every team has an NBA team that plays the video games. Every team. Did y'all know that?
Nah, I didn't know that.
Every team, the NBA Live teams,
Right.
every NBA team has a team of dudes who play live. They get paid.
Wow. You dropping a lot of today, man. Wow.
I ain't know that one.
Yeah, I definitely didn't know that. Hey, man, we in weird times, man. The world is just going, man.
Listen, I'm happy I grew up in the 90s and early 2000s, man.
I appreciate it, man. Listen, man. I appreciate being born in 77, man. I'm not at all.
The year of the blackout.
Exactly. Yes, sir. The year of
the blackout.
And the son of the Summer of Sam or something like that.
Son of Sam.
Yeah, crazy, man. But listen, man, we're going to get out of here. We've been on here for a while, man. Listen, man, I really appreciate you brothers, man. Y'all don't know how much this means to me.
Appreciate you, man. Appreciate your platform, man.
I'm humble and like I said, man, we just trying to get better day by day. And thank y'all, brothers, man.
All right, one question before we get out of here for you, All Ball.
Yes.
Your top 5 interviews.
Top 5 interviews. This is gonna be tough. Top 5 interviews. I'm gonna have to go with. I see one with Charles Barkley.
No, your top 5 interview.
What do you mean?
Yeah, bro. This is about you. This is about you.
Oh, that I've done now so far?
Yes.
For sure. This one right here, and that's not. It's being real.
No, just the outside of this one, the one that you did.
Okay, my top 5. I'm gonna go with Terrence Brodnick. I'm gonna go with my guy Gerald Brown. And let me just give you. Do you know Gerald Brown? I can link y'all with him too. He has a basketball show on Sirius XM with Rick Mahorn. He the one.
Okay.
Right. This is Peoples. He the one that got me through this. I did an interview with him as well on live. So
where's he from?
He's from Harlem. He used to be a Knicks ball boy. He's right here, man, with Penny Hardaway.
Got you.
On Sirius XM, he was executive producer, and he also was on the show they had a show called Let's Get Technical with Bonzi Wells and Rasheed Wallace.
Yeah, I know him.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know him. Yeah,
I know you talking about.
I know you talk about. Yeah,
He the one that guided me through. That's who I spoke to. Like, y'all want to do a podcast, but I don't know how to go through that.
yeah.
I'm gonna put it up. So I have one with him. Yo, man, very smart, intellectual brother, man.
Yes, he is. Yeah.
So
I would love to have him on my show, man.
Yeah,
I definitely
trust
want
me.
to do that.
Hey, I got you. So Terrence Brodnick. I'm gonna go Gerald Brown.
Hold on. Let's go back. Terrence Brodnick.
That's Butler. Remember,
Yes.
he played with Kyrie Irving, Pops, and Ross Strickland in high school.
Yes. I want to make sure we got that straight. Yeah.
Yes, Terrence Brodnick, Gerald Brown. I'm gonna go with my guy Jiggy Josh. I'm gonna go with Quickie Nikki, and I'm gonna tell you why. Yo, man, she averaged 50.
Miss Nikki McCrimmons. Yes, she'll be on the show. So yes.
Yo, people fail to realize she averaged 50 in high school. She had an 80-point game. She was a young woman out here in the streets playing basketball with the fellas.
Facts.
Like, people don't understand that. So, Quickie Nikki, that's 4. You put me on the spot. Oh, and I got to go with my guys. Come on now. Steve Burke. Come on, man. Gary Springer,
that was dope. I seen that one. And
I seen that's why you said how dope that was. Because once we was done, that footage you seen in the living room, that was us 2 hours after the show just talking. And it's like, and once again, this is why I respect your platform so much, and I'm taking little bits and clues from you. Hey, man, these guys want to talk. These guys want to get their story out. I'm saying, how is nobody talking to Steve Burke? He was in the 84 draft with Michael Jordan.
Yo, listen, bruh, I hit Steve Burke up last year, right? My guy hooked me up with him, and then he never got back to me. You know what I'm saying? But I did text him a couple of times, like, yo, I want you to be on the show. I definitely reached out to Steve Burke. Don't worry about it. I got you. Yeah.
And what's crazy, look, that day he came through, that was a surprise. I didn't know he was coming with Gary Springer. I go downstairs to meet him. He go, hey, old ball, you mind? I got a surprise guest with me. I said, hell no. Come on. But trust me, I got you. So my top 5, Quickie Nikki, Gerald Brown, Jiggy Josh, Terrence Brodnick, Steve Burke, and Gary Springer. For sure. But everybody else was beautiful. Everybody else was great as well. But those are my top 5 so far, man. And hopefully I got a guy Wednesday. That's another young legend. And then next week, I don't want to see who I have until it happens for sure. But he won 7 rings at the Rucker.
I'm gonna try to get this one to come on the show. I just gotta run into him in Atlanta at some point.
Well, hold on. Before we get out of here, I gotta rebuttal that. Give me your top 5 interviews.
Yo, bro.
There's so many, right?
I did over 250 shows. It's so hard. Hold on. Let me go back to my guy right here. The reason why one of the reasons, right? This is definitely one of the reasons why I started the podcast is because I saw Lamar Odom on Drink Champs.
Yes.
Right? And I just felt that New York City players needed a safe space to come to tell their story without all the other stuff. Right? Now, Drink Champs is a whole nother beast. One of my favorites, if not my favorite podcast, right? So let me say that. Salute to Nori and DJ.
Big up to the guys.
Yeah. Yes. So, but when I watched that podcast, it went off because my friends, 2 of my best friends, been pushing me to do this over 5 years ago.
Right.
And then I had another friend who worked for NBC, like maybe a month and a half, maybe 2 months before the pandemic. He was like, yo, G, you should start a basketball podcast. And I was like, when you get that 3, that lucky 3, it's like, damn, the universe must be saying something. And then I saw the Drink Champs episode with Lamar Odom, and I was like, damn.
Yeah.
New York City, I went and researched real quick. I'm checking, I'm going, anybody doing stories on New York City basketball?
Nobody.
Wow.
So I was like, you know what? Let me create this lane.
Yeah.
And run with it. You know what I mean? So I would love to have Lamar on just to even tell him that he inspired this show.
Yeah.
You know what's crazy? Before we go, real quick, I had a similar, right? Because my guy that's behind the kid, he could tell you. That's why I call myself old boy. I always said these guys want to talk, and you know what? Like, put the light bulb for me. One time, Kevin Durant was arguing on what's the app everybody be on now? It's on it's Clubhouse.
Clubhouse, yeah.
On Clubhouse, arguing with like 2-3 dudes, right? And he literally said, "Yo, I just want to talk about basketball." And I said, "Yo, there's no platforms." This is before I even knew, because remember, this is my first time having Instagram and Facebook. I'm not a social media guy, so all these platforms that y'all have or y'all been on, I never knew about them. And I was like, "Yo, we need platforms for where these athletes can just talk about the game. They ain't got to talk about nothing outside of the game because they only want to talk about basketball."
Yeah, facts.
The nonsense. So
Yeah.
It's just a similar story like with you, where I heard him arguing with these guys, and they was bringing up all type of other stuff, and he literally said, "I just want to talk about ball." So all these y'all talking about, and I said, "Wow." So yeah, man, kind of similar, man. But yeah, man, great story, man.
And another thing, what I did do though, because I only been on social media 2 years now, April, right? But I was watching guys like A Game, my guy Ron from A Game, and my guy Cal Griffin for All Things Hoops, right?
Yes.
I was watching them, and one day I hit up Ron Sufran from A Game, and just to get some insight, because I know he kind of touched on guys from all over the country. Right. So was my guy Cal Griffin at All Things Hoops. And they were very responsive, brother. They gave me so many jewels, and I always thanked them for that. And I just saw that again. How can I create my own niche without copying everybody else, right? Even though we kind of take from each other, whatever the case. So that was another thing that kind of inspired me to say, you know what, I'm gonna do it a little bit this way.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, you're doing a great job, brother. Just give you your props, man. You're doing a wonderful job, man. And like I said, every time you post something, every time you put stuff up, I'm on it, man.
Yeah, I started on Instagram. But I was doing Instagram for about 2 years before I just recently just started broadcasting straight to YouTube.
Listen, I've just started. I've been on Instagram and Facebook now maybe a year and a couple months. I just started being able to go live on YouTube. So, like I said, the same thing, you know. But like I said, I was the young kid, 13, 14. I seen God rest his soul. I seen Lee Green play. I was a kid going up there watching Red Orchard and all of them. At one time, maybe 10 summers straight, I didn't miss a Rucker game. I seen Master Rob play at Kingdom at the championship game when Kingdom was on Lenox Avenue.
Facts.
I'm the kid that
wow.
At Tri-State, these is facts. Fat Joe comes sitting next to us because we argue and yell about the game. I was the young kid. Remember, I'm hanging with the older dudes. We going to get our crates and we walking uptown because remember, I'm short. So if you ain't there at a certain time, you got to stand and watch the game. We got our crates. And we standing watching the game. I looked, and that's how much I loved it since I was a little kid. And like I said, I was a kid 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, to the point where this when payphones was working. Where dudes would call the payphones while we outside. Yo, man, hold me a spot. I'm coming up there straight from work. We be on the line 2 o'clock. Game don't start till 6 o'clock. So I was the kid. That's why I say I love it, man. And for me, I just love the game. I don't care about the outside. I'm not into none of that. I love the game, man. I love it, man. Yeah.
Me too,
one last
man.
thing, right? I talked about you today, brother.
Me?
Yes.
Oh, I appreciate it, man.
Couple of my guys who has a film company, they're up here. They're shooting a piece on me, right? On how, you know, I got the platform started and then started the tournament in my neighborhood and got the court fixed and all that, things like that. But I was telling this story how me coming from the Rucker.
Right.
And you walking up to me, right? We were crossing each other's paths. You was like, yo, G, pardon me, blah, blah, blah. Introduce yourself. Very humble dude. Yes. And, you know, gave my props. I said, you know, this is what New York City got to be about, right? Well, I was just talking about what we want the documentary to represent. Right. The love. and I mentioned you today. So that was another reason why I came on your platform today. I was like, damn, I was just talking about my guy today.
Man, I appreciate that, my brother. You don't know how much.
No doubt.
You know, like I said, man, a lot of us don't give us the props that we deserve. You know, just the love and respect. One thing my father always told me: love, respect, information is free. And I was brought up like that. So if I see somebody that's doing something dope that I love, that I like, hey man, I'm gonna give them props, man. And yo, brother, I really appreciate that. And like I said, anything you ever need from me, if I can physically do it, hey brother, I'm here for you, man.
Same here, bro. Same here.
Also, yo, I appreciate y'all brothers, man.
I appreciate both of y'all. And funny story before we get off. I've known and seen and heard about All Ball since 2002. I moved from Queens from 2002. My man Joe Cool, that's probably on the platform now or somewhere around. I grew up I spent a lot of time in Manhattanville, so I'm literally up the block from them. Right. So they brought me up there eventually. I played in Young World 2000. I forgot what it was. I know I was a ringer. I was like 19 and playing 2017-year-old. Put it this way.
Time out. At least we keep it real, fam.
I guess
a lot of guys don't keep it real on that. Right.
Listen,
that's the first time I've ever heard a guy admit to that.
Listen, All Ball, Tasco will tell you, I was 18 years old. No, because I'm the same grade as Keidron Clark and Jason Wingate. But I had to be 19 because they were already in college already. I was 19 playing against Arturo and Ramel Bradley and them. They were 17. I was 19. I had no facial hair, and I was about 5'11" with no facial hair, and I fit the scripture. And ever since then, I said, you know what? I'm gonna figure this thing out at some point.
Yo, man.
That's so dope. That's so dope, yo. That's so dope.
Hey,
listen, Craig don't got lie, man.
Y'all brothers, man. Yo, man. Sean Balls, basketball heads, good brothers.
Appreciate both of y'all, man.
Salute.
Yes, man. Hey, man. Love y'all brothers. Thank y'all, man. Y'all have a great weekend and happy holidays, man.
They need you too, brother. Peace.
Likewise.
Right,
I'll be home next month for 3 or 4 days.
All right, hit me up.
No doubt.
Yes, most definitely.
I do basketball heads.
Yeah. And listen. Before I leave, please go to NYC Basketball Network and subscribe to the channel. Check out some dope footage, some dope interviews, and go discover some people that you probably never heard of or probably have heard of but never heard their story.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
No, absolutely. I'm on it.
Yes, sir. Good night, my brothers.
Peace.
Sir. Hey, man, before I go, I just want to say appreciate everybody. Shout out Uncle Ice. He had an emergency, man. He's here in the spirit. Remember, it's All Ball with Uncle Ice. Love my uncle, man. He had an emergency, but he's all right. Hey, man, shout out Sean Balls. Shout out Basketball Heads, man. Like I said, I didn't know how the show was going to go today because Uncle Ice had an emergency, but everything is okay. Hey, man, appreciate everybody that supports, man. I thank all of y'all, man, from the bottom of my heart. Anybody that know me know this is hard for me because I'm a low. I don't talk much, so I appreciate everybody being with me, and let's go through this journey together. Remember, I make it, we all make it. Anybody that know me know how All Ball give it up. I bring you all. Come on, I make $1 million. Hey, man, I give everybody $1. I got 1 million people with me. Let's go. So that's how I give it up, man. Shout out everybody, man. You already know. Yeah, Harlem love all day, man. Hey, man, Sean Balls, good brother. Hey, man, big shout out to Basketball Heads, man. Support them brothers, follow them, subscribe to the YouTube page. Hey, man, All Ball with Uncle Ice. Hey, man, Wednesday night, 8 o'clock, we got my guy, Abby. Ab the Stab. Y'all already know him. Hey, man, basketball legend, a youngin', and he's still killing. Been killing since 12, 13 years old, and he's still doing the same. Wednesday, 8 o'clock, I need all y'all on the line. All Ball with Uncle Ice. We got Ab the Stab, my guy, Abby. Till next time, man. Happy Labor Day, man. Have a good night. Peace.